Welcome once again to the Coffee Break Catch-Up for this week. I'm Mark, and I'm delighted to be joined by...
Pierre-Benoît, bonjour à tous. Rebonjour.
Rebonjour, en fait. Yeah, this didn't quite go according to plan. We started about half an hour ago, and it seemed to be working okay, and then everything stopped working. My computer stopped working. Everything was not working. But here we are. We're going to try again. If anything does happen with the live broadcast, we're recording this, so we'll put it up later as a normal video. But we apologize for the little bit of a delay in trying to get back to you. It's been a stressful half hour. Anyway, we're delighted to be here for this week's Coffee Break Catch-Up. I'm delighted to be joined by Pierre-Benoît, of course.
Merci.
And I'm also delighted to be joined by the caga that we'll be talking about a little later on. But we'll talk a little more about that when the time comes. Let's have a look at what's coming up on the catch-up for this week. We've got, of course, our Coffee Break news, as ever. We are going to be looking at some festive traditions, and that's what Pierre-Benoît is here to talk about, some French festive traditions, and we'll also be talking about some Spanish festive traditions too. And, of course, we'll be having our regular cultural roundup so that you know what you can be doing this weekend if you happen to be in a place where we talk about. Hopefully everything will work according to plan. It's good to see many of you commenting, so let's just see if we can put up a few of these comments already on the screen. We've got Florence. Hola, Mark, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, muchas gracias. Florence is in Switzerland, I believe. We've got Nicole joining us. Iniziamo ancora. Sì, iniziamo ancora. Speriamo che tutto vada bene questa volta. Let's start again. We have got Bernardo saying, bonjour Marc, ça va? Ça va très bien, merci. We've got Steve joining us from Nottingham. Fantastic. Bernardo is in Miami. Excellent. We've got Neil who's saying, let's see if we can bring this onto the screen. Oh, that's a little bit large. Salut Marc, salut Pierre-Benoît. Je vous écris de Paris, mais je viens d'Aberdeen. Il fait super moche aujourd'hui à Paris et c'est un peu la galère avec la grève.
Ah oui, la grève des transports.
J'entends le brouhaha de la place de Nation de chez moi à cause d'une manif. La vie parisienne, quoi.
Bah oui, oui.
Très bien. Bon, merci beaucoup. Neil, that is. We've got Jennifer joining us from Spain. We've got Nicole from joining us from London. We've got Brian joining us from California. And we've got Andy Simi who's saying, salut Marc, salut Pierre-Benoît, vous allez bien? Oui. Oh, I think this is the same. Yeah, so we've got that same comment. And Jeff D'Amelio is saying he's back. Well, we're back too. We're delighted that you're all here, and we're delighted to be with you for a bit of a festive coffee break catch-up. As you can see, we've got a Christmas tree, we've got our caga, we've got our decorations and everything like that. And yeah, if you give that a shake.
Ouais, c'est cool ça.
Ça s'appelle comment en français en fait?
Je sais pas.
Excuse-moi.
Non, ça n'existe pas ça en France.
Ah bah, d'accord, okay. Okay, so let us get on with our coffee break news. We'll get straight on with the news. So here we go. Okay, so it's over to the coffee break news. Let's take a look at our slides. Hopefully these will work. Yep, they're working. So first of all, last week we did our 8th episode of the Coffee Break German magazine podcast, and we were heading to Liechtenstein. Now, Liechtenstein is a very small country sandwiched between Austria and Switzerland. And it's a principality, and in the episode we talked a lot about Liechtenstein, its history, its geography, and so on. So definitely check that out if you're a German learner. If you're a Spanish learner, then we are moving on to lesson 3 of the Coffee Break Spanish magazine. And the focus there, as you can see from the title here, Navidad en Madrid. So we're looking at Christmas time and the festive season in Madrid. So that's the Coffee Break Spanish magazine coming out tomorrow. So that will be the last one before the holidays. And then we'll catch up with that again after the holidays. And in fact, we're recording the next episode tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing Fernanda tomorrow to record the next episode of the Coffee Break Spanish magazine. Now, also on the website this week, we launched a new series, Songs for the Festive Season. And this is an article which gives you some advice as to what kind of music you could listen to for the festive season in, of course, other languages. And there is, as ever, a Spotify playlist and a YouTube playlist which will help you find out these songs and maybe see the lyrics and so on of the songs. So definitely check that out if you're a music lover and you fancy celebrating the festive season in a musical way. Let's see what else we've got. Our latest episode of the Coffee Break French to Go. And of course, Pierre-Benoît was involved in this. We did the latest episode. Well, this one is all about quand êtes-vous né?
Quand êtes-vous né?
Quand êtes-vous né?
Ouais, ouais. When were you born?
When were you born? Yeah. So do you remember this particular episode here?
I do, and I remember every single person we interviewed. So
Indeed.
I do remember this gentleman as well.
This is a good episode for practicing numbers and practicing months and so on. So
and sometimes I think a couple of years as well.
Yep.
So it was quite good.
So there we go. Quand êtes-vous né? When were you born? And the same topic is covered in our latest episode of the Italian Coffee Break Italian to Go series. So again, you can find both of these video series on our YouTube site, which you'll be able to find very easily, and you can enjoy Quand'è il tuo compleanno? When is your birthday? So a similar topic there for Spanish, for Italian even. Now, another thing that we've been doing, and that is our Festive Phrases series. If you haven't yet tuned into Festive Phrases, then make sure you do. What this is a kind of, if you like, an advent calendar. Each day of December, we launch a new video, and this new video has a festive phrase in a different language. So far, this is the 12th of December today, so we've released a different language each day. We've had Norwegian, Greek, French, Gaelic, Polish, German, Japanese, Russian, Spanish, Danish, Chinese, and today is Irish. Quite a collection of festive phrases in different languages. Now, just to give you a little flavour of this, I've got a little clip from the Irish video here. So let us have a look at this. I'm just checking where it is. Yeah, let's have a look at this quick video just now, just to give you a little flavour of what the festive phrases videos are all about.
If you say Nola Conadich to any Irish speaker, they'll be very pleased that you've taken the time to learn some Irish. Okay, let's add our Irish speakers to the map. There are around 390,000 Irish speakers in the world, and if we add them to the speakers of the other languages we've already covered, our grand total is 1,661,497,280 people in the world to whom you can wish a festive greeting. Now tomorrow, there's a special celebration in one particular country, and we'll be travelling north to find out a little about the Christmas traditions in that country. Until then, thanks, and bye for now.
Go raibh maith agat, agus slán go fóill.
So you get the idea. With each episode of Festive Phrases, we teach a festive phrase. That could be Happy Christmas, it could be Happy New Year, some kind of festive phrase that would be used at this time of year, and they're presented in different languages. But then what we do is add the number of speakers of that language to a total, so that by the end of the Festive Phrases series on the 25th of December, you'll be able to wish festive greetings to over 2.6 billion people around the world. So definitely check out Festive Phrases. And as we heard in that one, there's an interesting one coming up tomorrow, because there's a special celebration that happens in one part of the world in particular tomorrow. So you can enjoy that one tomorrow. So that's Festive Phrases. Tune in there every day of December, basically. Now, a few other important points here. First of all, when our content is returning after the holidays. So Coffee Break German magazine is paused for the moment. So episode 9 will come out on the 10th of January. And you can look forward to finding out. It's a musical episode, that one, so you can look forward to that. And similarly, with the Coffee Break Spanish magazine, that pauses after tomorrow. And episode 4 will be out on the 17th of January. So again, you can look forward to that. And there's lots more to look forward to coming in the new year. So we've got the Coffee Break French Season 5. We'll be talking about that in just a moment. Coffee Break Swedish and Coffee Break English en español, claro. Entonces, si quieres aprender inglés, puedes escuchar Coffee Break English y aprender aprender inglés con nosotros. So there you have it. So we mentioned Coffee Break French Season 5 there, one of the things that we'll be looking forward to. So perhaps what we could do just now is have a little chat about Coffee Break French Season 5, so that we are able to tell other people about Coffee Break French Season 5, because we've got the man here himself who is writing it. Alors, Tu nous racontes?
It's going very well, Mark. I don't want to say too much, though, because
No,
obviously...
we don't want to spoil
we don't want
the
to
story.
spoil the intrigue. It's got a lot of intrigue. We're taking you different places. There are very interesting characters. This will be launched in the new year.
In the new year.
The start of the new year.
Yep.
Hopefully, that's what I'm saying. And obviously, just like in previous season, you'll have lots of new vocabulary, lots of expressions, and also the way it's been recorded. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's very good.
I think what you'll really find with Coffee Break French Season 5 is the level is really pushed up. We've ramped this up big time because we're looking at a kind of level of French that is pretty much the kind of French that you would get if you picked up a French novel and
That's
you
the
would be
whole
reading
point.
it.
Okay, when it comes to the main tense and the narrative, I don't want to say too much.
No, you can tell a little.
Yeah, and I think it makes it very authentic and genuine for that reason. And the storyline, I think, is very good as well.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and I can't wait for it to be released, to be launched, so that we get feedback from you all.
Indeed. So Coffee Break French Season 5, starting in the new year, that's all we're saying just now. We've got lots of work still to do on the first few episodes, but it's definitely underway and we're getting really quite excited about it. We've been recording some things, but we've not recorded everything yet. But we know that you're going to love it. If you're an advanced French learner, then I think it's definitely something that you should be listening to. We've got someone saying here, j'ai hâte pour Coffee Break French Season 5.
C'est bien.
Nous
Merci.
aussi.
Nous aussi, ouais.
Super. Okay, so what we're going to do now is have a little bit of a chat about various Christmas traditions. And we're going to start with this little person here. I don't know whether you can see him on the camera. But this is the caga, and he comes from Catalunya.
Sí, dime, Marco. ¿Tú puedes explicar eso o no?
Lo puedo explicar, pero hay una cosa que tenemos aquí en el ordenador.
Ajá.
Y es un vídeo.
Un video que va a explicarlo.
Que va a explicar, exactamente. Y entonces este vídeo es con Alba de Coffee Break Spanish Season 3. Y pues vamos a hablar un poco del cagatío y vais a ver exactamente lo que ha escrito en la pantalla. Entonces, you'll be able to follow this by looking at the words on the screen. And obviously it's in Spanish, but I'll explain everything afterwards. So let's find a little more out about the cagatío. Let's press the right button for this video.
La historia es que nosotros tenemos el cagatío encima de un taburete. Le tapamos con una manta para que no coja frío y para que se vaya calentando, es decir, para que vaya preparándose para echar los regalos. Entonces le damos de comer una mandarina, por ejemplo, o un plátano a veces, y luego los niños nos ponemos en fila y uno por uno vamos golpeándole la espalda al tronco con un palo de madera y mientras tanto vamos cantando una canción en catalán. Y la canción, bueno, os voy a cantar un trocito. Bueno, dice... Caga, tío de Nadal, no caguis arengades que són massa salades. Caga torrons que són més bons. I si no, et donaré un cop de bastó. Bueno, pues ahí tenéis una pequeña muestra de nuestras navidades catalanas.
Okay, so the cagatío is literally, if you want to be, well, literal about it, it's something like the poo log, because what happens with this tradition is that in Catalan houses, the poo log sits on on a stool or by the fireplace, and it's covered with a blanket to keep him warm. And sometimes he's fed things, so like an orange or a banana or something like that. Then over time, he gets full, shall we say, and he needs then to
Release.
Thank you. Yes, release the things that are inside him. But what happens then is that the children line up and then hit him with a stick, and then he poos out their presents.
Releases their presents.
He releases their presents. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting tradition. But the song there, let's have a quick look at the song again, if I can bring that. I don't know whether I can do that. I don't think I can. Can I?
La historia es que nosotros tenemos el cagatío...
Okay, sorry about that. So the song, Cagatío, tio de Nadal, so caga tio, Christmas tio. No caguis arengades, so don't poo sardines, que son massa saladas, which are very salty. Caga turons, que son més bons. So caga turons, turons are the kind of nuggets, sweets, yeah, Christmas sweets, which are better, que son més bons. I si no, and if not, et donaré un cop de bastó. I'll give you a hit of the...
Un coup de bâton.
Un coup de bâton, exactement. So there we have an interesting Christmas tradition from from Catalonia, and this particular cagatio I bought in Barcelona, and he sits in our house every Christmas.
Superb.
So yeah,
Superb.
he'll be coming home
So
with me today.
You're going to be feeding it.
We'll be feeding it, yeah, absolutely. And I don't know whether I think my children are a little too old now to hit it with a stick, but yeah, we'll definitely be putting him on the mantelpiece.
I love it.
Et alors, en France, quelles sont les traditions de Noël?
En France, je sais pas, moi je ne connais pas du tout le cagatio.
Ok.
En France, nous avons le Père Noël, le Papa Noël,
Papa Noël.
Qui passe pendant la nuit de Noël. D'accord.
Okay.
So, je continue en français?
Peut-être en anglais pour que tout le monde comprenne.
Okay. Well, basically, we don't have a cagatio, we have le Père Noël, okay, which you would call?
Father Christmas.
Father Christmas, très bien. And when it comes to the Herriot family, we had a very traditional Christmas, very family oriented.
Let's hear about this. Yeah.
And we would gather, maybe our viewers don't know this, but in France we start celebrating, well you know this, Mark, we start celebrating.
On Christmas Eve.
Yes. So Dad would gather the five of us, we would get ready. Actually get well dressed.
Oh, well dressed.
Oh, yeah. You have to go for your shower, get well dressed. Then we would get together, and Dad would have obviously a wee aperitif. We would have juices. I mean, I'm talking about us being very, very young, Mark.
Yep.
And then we would play kind of a board games, or we would sing. We would do, and then we'd have something to eat, and then it would be time to go to bed. But before you went to bed, you had to do something very special.
Okay, what had you to do?
I think you know this.
Would this be the soulier?
The soulier, okay. There's like in a traditional song. We all had to bring a shoe. Could be a slipper, could be a shoe, could be a boot, could be whatever. Yeah. And we would place that around the room in front of the cheminée, in the fireplace. And then we would be asked to go to bed.
Yeah. And did you always go to bed?
You had to. You had to, because if not, we knew that Papa Noël would not come down the chimney and would not bring all the presents that we had, what we were wanting, basically, we wanted to get. And sometimes you'd sleep very well, sometimes you couldn't sleep because you were too excited. Yep. But the very morning, we would have to wait until Dad would call us. Say, okay, les enfants.
What would he say?
He would say, les enfants, okay, il est passé, le Père Noël est passé.
A nice être vert there.
Il
est passé. Okay, nice.
So that was nice. So we would obviously just I can visualize this actually. We'd run up to the double door in the living room, and we would have to queue. Very regimented, actually. Okay,
I can imagine.
Well, you know my dad, and it would be the youngest one. So my sister would be there, would be second, and I used to say I should be first because I was the smallest of them all, but no, I was still second. And Dad would, somebody like in a, what do you call that, in une arène, Dad would open the door and would just rush in and run into...
gladiators in the
area. Yeah, yes, exactly. And you'd go to where you had put your shoe or your slipper or your basket, and suddenly you would see lots of presents around your shoes. You'd spend the morning opening the presents and showing to the rest of the family what you got. And then lunchtime, you would have the traditional Christmas meal.
Okay, so what would you eat traditionally in France?
Oh, it can vary depending on different parts of France. In my family, it tended to be foie gras, which is a very rich pâté, salmon, okay, or oysters.
Okay.
You would not automatically have the three.
Yeah.
But you know, it could vary depending on the years and how Dad would, what Dad wanted to eat, basically.
Okay.
And then you'd have we'd have turkey.
Yeah.
You know, but more like a pheasant or pintade could be some kind of a game.
Yeah.
And obviously we'd have la bûche de Noël, which is your Christmas log, and also a traditional cake which I'm gonna make for the first time this year, called the ambrosia cake.
Wow.
And I managed to get the recipe, and I'm not supposed to give it to anybody else, so I'm sorry. I'll post maybe a picture of the ambrosia cake.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that. So you can look forward to that.
It's on my mother's side, the family from my mother's side, and it's a tradition. So it's good.
Sounds good. Okay.
And like, I mean, my family, we never did that. We never left any food or any water for
For
Santa's.
Papa Noel, yeah.
And we never did that. I don't know why. Why we didn't do it, because I know that other families did it. There left to be something for Papa Noel.
Okay. So, talking about Papa Noel, there's a very I'm going to put him on the spot here. A very famous French song.
Yeah.
Do you want to...
Petit Papa Noël, quand tu descendras du ciel, avec mes jouets par milliers, n'oublie pas mon petit soulier. J'arrête?
Oui, tu arrêtes.
Ah bon, c'est vrai, j'ai chanté faux?
C'est bon. So, Petit Papa Noël, Little Father Christmas, quand tu descendras du ciel, when you come down.
When plus future, which
Absolutely,
is very interesting
quand tu
in French.
descendras.
When you come down from the sky, from
heaven or
du
whatever.
ciel.
Avec
des jouets par milliers. With thousands of toys. N'oublie pas mon petit soulier.
So
don't forget
my one.
My one. Well, my shoe. I.e., don't forget to stop by my shoe and put the presents that I bought that I want. I would like to get. Oh, that's
excellent. Well, that sounds good. So there are a couple of Christmas traditions. You've got the Pierre-Benoît family traditions there, and of course we've talked also about the caga. And if you have any Christmas traditions, let us know in the comments. Also, let us know what you're planning to do once the holidays come. Perhaps you've got a little more time to spend learning your languages. So let us know there if you've got some ideas how you're going to spend the festive period from the point of view of language learning, if you do have any time to do that. Let us move on now to our cultural roundup for this week. So let's see where we've got here. So we're coming back for the cultural roundup, and I'll just bring in our slides here so that we can make sure we've got the right ones. In fact, before we get there, there are a couple of other things to do. Let me just jump through here. Yeah, we have got our reviews. I forgot to mention our reviews. So here's a review for Coffee Break German. I've just discovered the Coffee Break German magazine. I'm loving it. Thanks. The readings are interesting and the explanations thorough and helpful, presented in an engaging manner. Keep them coming. Thank you very much, David. Vielen Dank. Danke schön. Also something for Coffee Break Italian here. A really fab way to learn colloquial Italian while driving. Thank you, Mark and Francesca. Non mica male. So thank you to Marlus, who sent that review on Facebook. And one more, and this is from Apple Podcasts. Cannot recommend Coffee Break French enough. I've taken many French classes from middle school through college, including classes in France, and Mark and Pierre-Benoît have been the best teachers.
Woo!
I've struggled with so many grammar points that I now understand thanks to these two. I tell all of my friends who are learning French to give it a listen. So thank you to Proletarian 964 for that fantastic review over on Apple Podcasts. Merci beaucoup. Okay, it is now time to move on to our cultural roundup for this week. So let's take a look at what we've got for you. Starting in France, I believe. Yeah, starting in Épernay.
Oh.
Where the Habit de Lumière is a special festival happening between the 13th to the 15th of December. Okay. And it's all about gastronomy. And the whole town is lit up in a beautiful way for the festive season. And there are special events all to do with gastronomy in Épernay this coming week. So
you can trust the French for gastronomy.
Absolutely. Am I right in thinking it's the capital of Champagne?
Épernay, oui. Oui. Je crois que c'est. Oui, je pense que tu as raison.
Voilà. Okay, and then we're moving to the Aosta Valley in Italy for the Cogne Ice Opening. So this is an event all to do with ice climbing. So if you're into winter sports, then perhaps you fancy doing some ice climbing, and you can head to the Aosta Valley in Italy for that. Or indeed find out more about this by reading the articles that we'll put in the newsletter tomorrow. So all of these articles, of course, include links where you'll be able to do some practicing of your reading. And each article will be obviously in the language of that country. So in Épernay will be an article in French and also an article in English about that. And likewise in the Aosta Valley, obviously that one will be in Italian. We are getting Christmassy in Madrid. And as we mentioned, Navidad in Madrid is the topic of the Coffee Break Spanish magazine, which is coming out tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. And also our recommendation this week is the Christmas markets, the festive markets in Madrid which are on until the 31st of December. And staying with festive markets and festive things, the Christmas garden in Berlin. It's in the Botanical Garden in Berlin, and it's transformed for the festive season. So that is happening until the 5th of January. So as ever, if you would like to get all the articles and the links for everything that we've mentioned on the Coffee Break Catch-Up, then you can do so by heading over to radiolingo.com/newsletter and joining us there for our newsletter. And the newsletter will go out tomorrow, so you can look forward to that in your inbox tomorrow. And there we have it. Now, there's one other thing we wanted to mention, and that is sticking with a festive theme in a sense, because last Saturday, we had our Christmas lunch with the whole Coffee Break team. There we all are, enjoying our lunch, and we had a fantastic time, and it was lovely to bring everyone together. It's a very rare occasion that we can bring everyone together, so it was really nice to have almost all of the team celebrating together in a lovely restaurant in Glasgow. Ça t'a plu?
Moi, j'ai beaucoup aimé. J'ai beaucoup aimé. Ouais, ouais, oui.
And we took the opportunity while we were there to record a little bit of a festive video. So to finish things off today, here is our multilingual greetings from some of the Coffee Break team.
Desde Coffee Break os deseamos felices fiestas. Hallo, wir alle von Coffee Break wünschen euch schöne Festtage und einen guten Rutsch ins neue Jahr. Tschüss zusammen! Buona Felicidad Coffee Break. Noel Criel agus Fiona Bauer. Felices fiestas a toda la comunidad de Coffee Break.
Eh bien donc pour la communauté Coffee Break, je voulais vous souhaiter à tous de bonnes fêtes de fin d'année et puis plein de bonnes choses pour 2020. C'est important. La santé. Au revoir.
God jul och gott nytt år från Coffee Break. Vi ser fram emot att börja svenska i januari. Tanti auguri di buone feste e di un felice 2020 a tutti gli amici di Coffee Break. Ciao, auguri! Bonjour tous les Belges, hallo alles. Felices Christmas et joyeux Noël à tous.
Hola amigos de Coffee Break, les deseamos unas muy felices fiestas y unas muy buenas vacaciones también. Nos vemos!
Ciao e buone feste a tutta la community di Coffee Break Languages.
Sziasztok, Robi vagyok, itt a Coffee Break teamtől, boldog ünnepeket és boldog új évet kívánunk, és reméljük, hogy élvezzétek az évet, és élvezzétek a szolgáltatásainkat.
So there we have it, some multilingual festive greetings from the whole Coffee Break team. And this will be our final catch-up for the year, so we hope that you've enjoyed all of these catch-ups. We've got a few comments. We're going to go to the comments and the questions first, and then we'll round everything up. So let's just jump back into our comments here. We've got Saima who's saying, Salut Mark, ich habe viel gelernt durch deine Coffee Break French und ich liebe es sehr. Vielen, vielen Dank. So she's learned lots from Coffee Break French. Thank you very much. You're one of my best teachers now, Didi. Thank you. Okay. Florence saying, hablé esta tarde con mi profe de inglés y está muy interesado a ver tu cadena o curso. So, muy bien. Thank you, Florence. You feel free to pass on details of what we're doing. So, and then Florence also said, haces mucho trabajo por nosotros. Muchas gracias por eso. Gracias a ti, Florence. Jennifer is saying, is there a transcript available or so I think she says, I'm available. So is there a transcript available for each episode? Yes, there is a transcript for every episode of the Coffee Break magazine. And the transcript includes all the vocabulary that you need to understand the words and phrases, and also some explanations and further examples. We also provide a pack of exercises for each episode and a full list of vocabulary. So it helps you test yourself on the vocabulary and included in each episode. You can find all of the information about that over on the Coffee Break Academy. So just head to coffeebreakacademy.com, and there you'll be able to see all of the resources that come along with the Coffee Break French, Spanish, German, and Italian magazines. So do check that out, Jennifer. Jason is mentioning, I miss Alba. So do we. I still see Alba from time to time, mostly on social media, but we do miss Alba here, and hopefully at some point in the future we'll be able to get back in touch with Alba and involve her in some new content. Moises is saying, hi guys, learning Italian from Washington. Fantastic. Grazie mille. Julie is saying, just signed up. Thanks. Thank you, Julie. Melissa, easiest podcast to listen to. Fantastic. Sean is asking, what do you do when you start losing interest in one language and start falling in love with another? Do you completely stop the former? A tricky question. It depends.
Depends if the second one is French. Joking.
I think I would say that if you can keep the language up in some way, sometimes it's just a case of going back to the language and reading something in it or listening to a podcast from time to time just to keep it ticking over. I think it's actually very difficult to completely lose a language. It's always there in your head, and it's a case of trying to find it and trying to reignite the flame that you once had for that language.
I agree. I think that's what it is. You know, you can get not bored, but kind of you think you're not making more progress, and you lose a tiny bit of interest. And it's not a bad thing to get away from it and come back to it, and then you can continue.
Absolutely. So I hope that answers your question, Sean. Nicole is saying grazie mille per tutto, Coffee Break Languages, tanti auguri per 2020. So thank you to you, Nicole, as well. And Florence is saying felices fiestas a Coffee Break Languages. Brilliant. Bueno, ya está. That's it for this episode of the Coffee Break Catch-Up. That's it for this year of our Coffee Break Catch-Ups. We hope that you've enjoyed them. We hope that you continue to enjoy all our content even. I would like to say a huge thank you to the whole Coffee Break team. As I say, it was great to have everyone in the same place last week. This year has been a really exciting year for us. We've developed lots of new content. We've brought on lots of new colleagues. And I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone for all their work over the course of the year. And we are really, really excited about what 2020 has in store, because there's lots more new stuff coming in. We think you're going to really enjoy that. So for now, I'd like to wish you all a very, very happy and peaceful holiday period. However you celebrate, wherever you are, we hope that you get the chance to relax and to do a little bit of language learning, if you can, a little bit of coffee breaking.
Ce serait bien.
Ouais. Merci beaucoup. À toi.
Je t'en prie. Joyeux Noël, Marc.
Merci beaucoup.
Joyeux Noël à tous.
Et voilà, donc c'est presque fini pour aujourd'hui. Finally, as ever, we always do a thank you and goodbye in a foreign language. We had Irish earlier on. Let's do that. So do you want to learn some Irish?
Yes.
Gorov Magat.
Gorov Magat.
So that's thank you.
Thank you. Gorov Magat.
Gorov Magat.
Gorov Magat.
Although if we're saying to everyone, we would say Gorov Magat Agov.
Pardon?
It's tricky. Gorov Magat.
Gorov Magat.
Something like that. I guess Slangofol.
Slangofol.
And most importantly, Nolag Hona.
Nolag Hona.
Something like that. I think we'll stop there. It's getting too complicated. Thank you very much once again. And as ever, happy coffee breaking.
Bientôt.